My name is Eliezer Gonzalez, and I am a missionary pastor working with Christian Light Ministries International out of Jacksonville, Florida. In the midst of this circumstance that we are living today, amid this pandemic for the coronavirus, I want once again to contribute my grain of sand to the understanding of this hour. In my ministry among pastors and leaders around the world, there are two topics that I always return to and that I believe that are central to the Word of God: the sovereignty of God and the purposes of God. Without understanding those two central topics in the Bible, we will find ourselves as in a dark tunnel to understand God's will. Our response in this hour must be attached to the will of God. God does not have to regain control because he has never lost it. To pray in those terms does not make any sense. The Lord is sovereign over all things. He does whatever he wants in heaven, in earth, in the sea, and in all depths. Psalms 135:6. Everything that happens in the world is under the direct control and design of God. That is what we call God's sovereignty. God is above all things and direct all things. The great purposes of God is that man, the human being, seek him and know him. From the beginning of humanity, God has been revealing himself to man so that he may be known from him and to be worshipped by him. Even the greatest story of the liberation of the people of Israel from Egypt had that purpose. Of course, God wanted his people to be free from the power of the Pharaoh, and he wanted to use Moses for that purpose. But that was a secondary end. The greater end and purpose was to show his glory in order to be known and recognized by Pharaoh and all Egypt. Moses did not understand this at the beginning and still asked God to advance the plan in order to leave Egypt as soon as possible. Only in the book of Ezekiel does the phrase, "and they will know that I, the Lord," appears 60 times. Ezekiel's message in difficult times was that it was the time to turn to God, acknowledge him, and worship him. Before the end comes, the Lord will use everything, every plague, every tragedy with the same end. This is the time to turn to God, to ask God to use this pandemic to open the eyes of those who are clinging to their idols, their wealth, their power, their vices, their entertainment, etc. To seek the Lord of all things. This is the time to ask God to reveal himself to those who are trying to find him, as his power and his glory are made manifest among the nations. Lord, show your power, show your glory and your purposes today, so that all nations on earth fear before you and seek you. God bless you all.